Hey folks, welcome to Pol Ke Pol. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Today I'm going to talk about why Goa is losing tourists. Okay, it's very simple. I have been to Goa every year for the last 11 years, right? Since 2015, I've been there 11 times and sometimes more than once a year, as you can make out, right? And I've been during summers, I've gone there during winters, I've gone in peak season, I've gone during monsoon. I mean, मैं हर चीज़ के लिए गया हूँ वहाँ पे. I've gone to north, I've gone to south, uh, north का भी north, south का भी south. I've done quite a bit of it, right? The thing about Goa is, it used to be the only destination people could go to where you could go to the beach in India and genuinely party. Okay, and many years ago, it was known that Goa is not really for Indians as much as it was for foreign tourists. Okay, and when you went there, you kind of understood why. And this was like good 20 years ago, right? And many people want to go back to that time. For better or worse, we are not going back to that time, honestly. The number of Indian tourists has shot up a lot in the last 20 years to Goa, and the number of foreign tourists have gone down in Goa. And even until like 4 years ago, almost, yeah, you could say three and a half, yeah, 4 years ago, I was there. This was yeah, and I remember talking to a business owner over there. By the way, Goa has a lot of Kashmiris over there, right? And they're all into business, many of them. I was speaking to this one guy. We were just having a nice drink, and I asked him like, "How are things? Like, I hope things are improving." He's like, "No, not really." I was like, "Why? What happened?" ये अपना इतने सारे टूरिस्ट हैं यहाँ पे खड़े रहने का जगह नहीं है. बोला they're all Indians. तो बोलता है कि bro, I earn my money from Russian tourists and mainly Western tourists, right? And they have dropped, and I don't think they're coming for the next 2-3 years because things were just not looking good because all the flights had stopped from the West because of the pandemic, right? And just a few months later, like 6 months later or so, after that conversation, I think the whole Russia Ukraine thing started. So after that, though, it was completely gone. Russians were just not coming to Goa. So they lost the biggest source of Western tourists and basically the highest spenders that were Russians, according to them at least, right? But if you ask nowadays, they are like Indians spend the most, you know. But the challenge is Indians aren't coming as much as they wanted to, okay, as much as they want Indians to come, okay. That is exactly which is unbelievable because India is a country which is one of the world's largest countries. By the way, I think we are the seventh largest country in the world, and we are one of the world's biggest peninsulas. Are we the world's biggest peninsula? I think we are. A peninsula is a body which is surrounded by water on three sides, and we have nothing in front of Goa. Goa has been a tourist destination since the 1960s and 70s, mind you. Okay. Thailand also used to be a destination since the 1960s and 70s. Thailand has been. But look how Thailand has scaled its beaches and its tourism, and how Goa has just not been able to expand, with what it has to offer. And India in general has not been able to expand. The simple reason is Goa is probably one of the very few places in India where you can actually go and drink without having to worry about it. Okay. Every other place, drinking is kind of considered, oh my God, you're drinking. Okay. If there is beach and you are having alcohol, it's like, oh my God, no. Good music, good vibes, good alcohol, good beaches. That was Goa, right? But if you see any other part of the country, I think Indians in general, and I have seen this attitude, they're like, हमारे यहाँ पे टूरिस्ट नहीं चाहिए, हमको खराब हो जाएगा, ये जैसा है जो भी है जैसा हमको अच्छा है, वो एकदम सड़ा हुआ है जैसा रहने देगा वो एरिया. बट दे आर लाइक वी डोंट वांट आउटसाइडर्स बिकॉज बाहर का लोग आएगा खराब करके जाएगा. सो द वर्स्ट नाइटमेयर ऑफ someone who lives in a beautiful location in India is that they'll get discovered on Instagram and like unseen gems wala section mein jayega wo, and you will see people from all over India descending upon that place, absolutely destroying it. And I can completely understand if people who live in beautiful places in the nooks and crannies of this country and on beaches who are like, we do not want Indian tourists because आते हैं खराब करके चले जाते हैं, गंदगी फैलाते हैं, आवाज करते हैं, झगड़ा करते हैं, locals के साथ fight करके निकल जाते हैं. And that is true even till date. Okay, even till date it is true. And as I said, right, lack of civic sense in this country, we are not going to improve for like at least a decade or 2 decades for sure. Because civic sense is मतलब आपको सोना मिल जाएगा आपके घर में, आपके कॉलोनी में, आपको सिविक सेंस नहीं मिलेगा. If you dig hard enough, you'll find gold, but you will not find civic sense. It is a challenge which Indians just have to accept at this point, and I think it's a good thing we are accepting at this point. अभी मतलब झूठ नहीं बोल रहे एक दूसरे को हम, we accept we lack civic sense. So Goans, the local tourist folks, the local tourism operators and property owners and everything, they preferred that people from outside came in. But in recent times, they realized that Indians के पास भी पैसा आ गया है, इनको भी attract करते हैं. The challenge is Goa itself has some faults at this point where Goa mein Uber and Ola is not there, right? The taxi aggregators are not there. Getting a cab or a rickshaw in Goa is a huge challenge. I mean, you can get it anytime you want, but the prices are exorbitant. Okay, the prices are insane. People say the locals are rude, but I have not faced it. Like I mean, as I said, I go to Goa every year. I find the locals to be very nice. You be nice to them, they'll be nice to you. Correct? Or maybe I just know how to behave myself in public, right? So I never found the locals to be like, locals have always been nice to me. बच्चा, बूढ़ा, uncle, auntie, सब लोग अच्छे से behave करता है मेरे साथ. And so because I also kind of do that, right? But there are some things about Goa which are shocking. The road infrastructure is still garbage, like the internal roads that you will see, right? कुछ improvement नहीं हुआ, street lights नहीं है काफी जगह पे, okay? And I would say, like while the bridges and all are being built, they're beautiful. The highways and all are stunning. Okay, kudos to Goa and whatever the central government or state government, whoever is doing it, fantastic work, right? But I personally don't think the internal roads are good enough. Okay, which if you go even to Bali, right, which is like a मतलब it's a small island somewhere, और वो island के बाजू में भी island है. The roads over there are better than some of the most prime locations in Goa. So it clearly shows that it's horrible. There is nothing called as traffic management over there. फिर भी I salute the cops in Goa. They do a decent job, I would say, but it's pathetic to say the least. Parking is always a challenge, and the waiting times are insane. So it just becomes a hassle going over there. Plane car tickets though, I won't blame it on Goa. The plane car tickets are not their fault. It is purely on demand. Plane car tickets are pretty high. But what I would definitely complain about is the prices of hotels per night. Hotel rates are insane for the kind of service that you get. I don't think the services in hotels in Goa is good at all. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. एक तो 12,000 10-12,000 रुपए दो एंड एकदम सब स्टैंडर्ड सर्विस मिलेगा. खाना भी उतना कुछ खास नहीं होटल में. हाँ, you go to restaurant, the food is beautiful. Like Goa's food is just beautiful. So I would say the beach cleanliness aspect has not improved. There used to be a time where like Candlem Beach was the one beach I was so happy. So Baga and Candlem, Kalanguta to destroyed. Like uska to koi competition ही नहीं है, right? But if you go to Vagator, which I was literally a month ago, 45 days ago I was in Vagator and Candlem. Vagator is not at all good. Like there are dogs and cows and uncles in underwears walking around over there. I don't know which one is worse. I think the uncle in underwear. And then, I mean, there is no dress code, right, to tourists over there. I think Goa should generally implement that. Then you go to Candlem, because I like Candlem because it reminds me of South Goa का थोड़ा सा part है उसमें, because it is so clean, the crowd is better and everything. I went in the water, there are street dogs over there. Now street dog lovers will be like, fuck you. Street dog has the right to go into the water. You don't have the right to go to the water. Fuck you. These are actual comments that I got, by the way, in my last video, in my recent video. कि कुत्ता जो मतलब कचरा पेटी में रहता है वो पानी में आ सकता है, तू नहीं जाने का वहाँ पे. ओके, सॉरी, मेरा गलती हो गया. And if you go to South Goa, right? South Goa is not at all commercialized. It's absolutely beautiful, right? People will like, ये सब नॉर्थ में होता है, साउथ में नहीं होता. South Goa is a village. South Goa is a glorified village. I have family members who live there and work there. So I go there often. I have been there often. So South Goa is beautiful. It is utterly beautiful, okay? But it is also a village. And that is what makes it a charm. Not everything is supposed to be a city. But if you're going to tell me that, hey, you're going to have the best quality of life if you live in South Goa, yes, probably if you're retired. If you're not, and if you're not in the tourism industry, not so much. Really want to talk about Goa and how many times light जाता है, कब कितना Wi-Fi आता है, कितना network आता है. आधा जगह पे network नहीं आता South Goa में. ठीक है? So, I mean, let's be honest, right? The infra is not that great. The digital infra is not that great. Electricity and all is still a problem in both South and North Goa, just by the way. And last but not least, one of the biggest reasons Goa is not getting as many tourists, or मतलब वो ऐसा wow factor चला गया है, is frankly, if have you guys gone to Thailand? Any, because odds are you have. And Thailand is such a beautiful country. People, मतलब लोगों ने बस नाम बर्बाद करके रखा है कि people just go to Thailand for prostitution and all of that. Bro, just go over there, act like a normal human being. Thailand is one of the most beautiful places in the world. There are temples over there. There are zoos over there, sanctuaries over there. There is insane skylines over there, which you will not find in any city in Mumbai, not for another 20 years. In India, not for another 20 years. And the beaches are pristine and beautiful, most of them, right? They're just incredible. The crowd is 100 times better. Oh, and by the way, the hotels are 3 times cheaper and 5 times better. So there's a 15x improvement in your experience overall. So I am blown by how Goa is still managing its people, probably because India has so many people in general who haven't discovered Thailand. And by the way, Thailand का भी Goa होने वाला है very soon. वीज़ा फ्री तो हो चुका है थाईलैंड, बट सून दे विल हैव टू स्टॉप इट इन 4-5 years. दे विल रियलाइज कि क्या होता है जब टू मेनी इंडियंस एंड अप ओवर देयर हु लैक सिविक सेंस. बाय द वे, इफ यू इंडियन होने से प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लैक ऑफ सिविक सेंस से प्रॉब्लम है. But yeah, of course, Thailand, the government of Thailand will really implement a law or a rule which the government of India or Goa is not able to or won't, for that matter. So I personally, and have you been to Bali? It's so beautiful. See, Indians के पास अभी थोड़ा पैसा आ गया है, तो we are like, why should I go for substandard services? When I can actually go for world class services in the same amount of money or 20-25% extra. सेम विद अंडमान एंड निकोबार. अंडमान एंड निकोबार में कितना तुम पार्टी कर सकते थे, बट नो, वी कैन नॉट, ऑफ कोर्स, बिकॉज वी डोंट वांट टू डू इट, राइट? लास्ट ईयर द रीजन आई वेंट टू थाईलैंड is because I was actually researching an Andaman and Nicobar trip, and we were just looking and we saw Thailand बाजू में जाके check करते हैं. The rates, I probably must have paid 20-25% extra than what I had budgeted for Andaman. It was one of the best trips of my life until now, that Thailand trip, right? And I had gone only for 4 nights. ज़्यादा time गया भी नहीं था, ऑफिस से ज़्यादा छुट्टी नहीं मिल रहा था मेरे को. But it was so beautiful, so clean, so amazing, so well managed. It's not even funny. और ऐसा नहीं, उधर के लोग बहुत एजुकेटेड है थाईलैंड के, एंड ऑल दे आर वेरी हम्बल पीपल. दे आर नॉट दैट एजुकेटेड, दे आर नॉट दैट रिच, मोस्ट ऑफ देम एटलीस्ट. एंड but they know how to behave, they know how to manage things, and they just are a very tourism focused country. Okay, and the services are world class because they have decades of experience, half a century of experience of being a world class tourist destination, which despite being there in some parts of India, we are just not able to cultivate because we don't know how to operate at scale and think strategically. We just don't. I don't. I think one of the biggest failures of India is its tourism industry. Hopefully it improves in the next 10-15 years. Not even 10-15-20 years. What time like? Because we don't know how to promote. We don't know how to promote our country. We don't know how to ensure foreign tourists are safe and sound and respected because we lack civic sense. So imagine not having civic sense is causing us losing foreign exchange. Yes, foreign exchange, because foreign tourists come with foreign money. Okay, they come with dollars, they come with their own currencies many a times, and they exchange it, and the government of India needs it. So if you know how to behave yourself, if we as Indians learn how to behave ourselves with foreign tourists, and also domestic tourists, mind you, we might be able to get more success and more money. So yeah, but in general, I would say foreign tourists are still very much there in Goa, by the way. I think Indian tourists are the one who are like, bhai, itna nahi jana Goa jitna pehle jate the. Because I went there recently, I was pretty disappointed, and I didn't understand why. I went to some very good places, spent quite a lot of money. And then I realized, bro, मतलब इसका आधा पैसे में मतलब थाईलैंड का एक्सपीरियंस था. Like some of the clubs I went to in Thailand, out of this world. Some clubs I went to in Bali, oh my god, like fins in Bali, like some kudos या kubos in Thailand, Phuket. जस्ट इनक्रेडिबल. आप गूगल करो, मैं लिंक भेजता हूँ नीचे, आप पागल हो जाओगे. वो उतना ही खर्चा आता है जितना ये गोवा वुआ में आता है कुछ कुछ जगह पे. आई वेंट टू थलासा एंड ऑल, वी हैड टू लीव 1-1 घंटा पहले दैन ओरिजिनली प्लान, बिकॉज बहुत हाइप है यार, उतना नहीं है, नहीं आ रहा है उतना मज़ा जितना पहले आता था. एंड इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट अल्कोहल, राइट? अल्कोहल चढ़ाना मैं घर पे चढ़ा लूँ यार, और सस्ता पड़ता और मज़ा आता है. आई लव दिस एनवायरनमेंट. It's about just the vibe. I think Goa really needs to work on that, and the prices really need to be rationalized. And then probably Goa will come up. And by the way, Goa is extremely lucky. India has just not able to figure out how to just do a Goa 2.0 anywhere else. And yeah, I hate Pondicherry, but that's just my experience. I won't talk much about it because I don't want anyone to, be like, Pondicherry sucks. No, that's just my opinion. Because I went there, I absolutely didn't enjoy that experience. So Goa is very lucky that the rest of the country is not doing anything. But it is being unlucky that Thailand has figured it out, that Goa is taking it too lightly, and it's facing competition. So let's see what Goa does. I hope Goa succeeds. Yeah, that's all from Polke Bowl. Let me know, why do you think Goa is losing tourists and the charm that it once had? Thank you.